Weekly rotation time. Yes, welcome back to the channel. It is that time of the week again where we're gonna go over the fragrances that I wore last week, starting from last Sunday. Before we begin though, I want you guys to leave in the comment section below the fragrances you wore last week. Yeah, I'm curious. What have you guys been wearing? What are some of your experiences? Maybe some compliments. If you got any compliments, share those below. But without further ado, let's jump into it. Yo, what's up guys? Tim here, welcome back to another video today. Welcome back to Imagine Scent. If you're new here, please subscribe. We release videos very regularly on fragrances. If you love fragrance, love collecting fragrance, love using fragrance, love just looking at a fragrance you can't buy because you don't have enough money, hey man, this is the channel for you. So with that being said, the first fragrance, Sunday, I wore AZZARO PARFUMS Hot Pepper. And this is the poor man's Spice Bomb by Viktor and Rolf. It's only $30 versus the Viktor and Rolf Spice Bomb that is $60 for the smallest size and $90 for the biggest size at times. It's very expensive, but there are differences though. Viktor and Rolf Spice Bomb is piercing, it's loud, it's bad boy, it has a lot of character to it that makes it Spice Bomb. This thing takes around 60% of that DNA, brings it in and smooth everything out. I made it just a little bit more, I guess, warm, deep, smooth, and not so piercing, not so rough. It's more easier to digest, I guess. It's not so edgy, it's not so daring as Spice Bomb is. So do I prefer this over the original Spice Bomb? I would say no. The Spice Bomb, that one is just, it's just too good. It's one of my favorite scents of all time. When I first smelled it, I fell in love with it. There's no way that this fragrance beats it. But where this fragrance beats that one is of course the price. You can buy 3 of these because these are 100 ml for $30. You can buy 3 of these for the price of one Spice Bomb. And it's still very much an appealing scent. It's not as mass appealing as Spice Bomb, but it's still very much an appealing scent. Easy to put on for work, easy to put on for just going out to the bar or going out to the club, maybe even on a first date. It's very safe. It's just a very affordable Spice Bomb. If you want a smooth, spicy fragrance in today's day and age where there's really not so many of those, this one's a great one for a good price as well. On Sunday, I wore 4 sprays of this to work. I enjoyed it. Yeah, nothing to complain. Really nice stuff right here. Smooth, spicy fragrance. AZZARO PARFUMS Hot Pepper. Now let's move on to Monday. And Monday I wore Prada Luna Rossa Carbon. Now this is the clean office version of Dior Sauvage. If you guys don't know Dior Sauvage already, welcome to the community. You must be extremely new. Let me help you with that. Dior Sauvage is one of the most well-renowned fresh shower gel type fragrance on the face of the community at the moment. It's gotten so popular. I think it's on the same level now as 1 Million and Acqua di Gio in terms of popularity or in terms of how much people are talking and wearing it right now. But with that level of love comes a lot of hate at the same time. A lot of people don't like Dior Sauvage because it can come across a little bit too scratchy or too synthetic, too harsh. Those people will definitely prefer Prada Luna Rossa Carbon because it is a Prada DNA. And if you don't know what Prada DNA is, Prada makes everything clean and luxurious. That's what they do best. They make fragrances that's fit for a suit, office friendly, work friendly, and it smells very upscale, high class, luxurious, clean. You mix that DNA with the fresh shower gel vibe of Dior Sauvage and you get Luna Rossa Carbon. It's just as pleasing as Dior Sauvage, although not as aggressive, not as projecting, but it does work just as well as Dior Sauvage in some cases because it's just clean, it's fresh, you smell luxurious, it's gonna get you some compliments. And at the end of the day, if you think Dior Sauvage is too much, yeah, go with this one. I highly recommend it. Performance is a little bit less than Dior Sauvage, but if you're wearing it to the office, 6-7 hours performance will do you just fine. Now on Monday, I wore 5 sprays of it, and yeah, it was a good day. 0 compliments though. I didn't get any compliments all week actually, so 0 compliments this whole entire week. But yeah, Monday, Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, Highly enjoyed so far, but I still do prefer Sauvage for my own personal taste. It just has a little bit more oomph to me, a little bit more power. Moving on to Tuesday, I wore Angel Share by Kilian. I love this fragrance. I've mentioned before that this is the best release of 2020, and every time I put it on, I'm reminded of how correct I am. Having said that, I still believe it till today. It is so good. The praline in here plays with the cinnamon so well. The cinnamon just brings this really nice gourmandish, slight touch of spiciness. The praline adds that really super sexy, edible DNA. You take all of that and you just dunk it in a pool of cognac, which adds a lot of luxuriousness, masculinity, some depth, some complexity. It's a fantastic fragrance in both artistic, and I don't mean artistic in unwearable, because this fragrance is extremely wearable. What I meant by is that it is creative, yet mass appealing, and bonus, performance is also in another world. It's so good. I've gotten a compliment 4 hours into the fragrance by someone who was 2 arms length away from me. That is insane, insanely good. So yes, bottom line, Angel Shares by Kilian is still my favorite release of 2020. And if you like a warm, gourmandish type scent or cognac in any way, this is one you need to try out. Now on Tuesday, I wore 3 sprays of this one only. And this one I spray a little bit less than other fragrances simply because it is a little bit louder, and I don't want to choke anyone out. I don't want to choke myself out driving to work with this fragrance, which I've done once in the past when I sprayed 5 sprays. I walked into my car and I nearly died driving 15 minutes to work. So that happened. But yeah, give this fragrance some room to breathe. Wear this one anytime really. I wear it to the office all the time. You can wear this one on a date if you want to the club, to the bar, just anytime. It smells so pleasing. No one's really gonna complain unless you overspray. Next one, we're gonna move to Wednesday, and Wednesday I wore Valentino UOMO Intense. This is so good. Now I've heard some news about this one being reformulated and or discontinued. Now the discontinued one I think is debunked now, because I still see it on the gray market every now and then, but reformulations I have not been able to confirm nor deny that. I'm gonna dig into it a little bit more and I'll share with you guys in future videos if I find something interesting on that front. But yes, back to the fragrance, I love this. It's iris, it's tonka bean, it's leather, and it's done in such a smooth and sexy way. It takes the Dior Homme Intense DNA, which has a lot of the same notes. If you smell them side by side, you can tell, yeah, this one took huge inspiration from Dior Homme Intense, but it takes that DNA and bend it in a way where it makes it a lot more easier to appreciate, a lot more mass appealing, a lot more modern. While Dior Homme Intense can lean a little bit on the feminine side, a little bit on the kind of lipsticky, harsh side, this one smooth everything out. Again, super mass appealing, much more modern. And for me, it's just a compliment magnet. People love this. People love this one off my skin, and especially in the fall and winter time, you really cannot go wrong with Valentino UOMO Intense. It is a little harder to find on gray market sometimes expensive, but see if you can grab it for $60, $70. I think you'll be really happy with that purchase, especially if you like Dior Homme Intense, or if you hate Dior Homme Intense like myself, you still might really enjoy this scent like I do. So pick it up. If you find a good price on it, just scoop it up. I'll see if I can find any news on reformulation for you guys in the future. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I know I wore 7 sprays of that because Wednesday is my day off, so I just sprayed really heavy and filled the whole room with Valentino UOMO Intense. It was a wonderful day. I love that fragrance, and the whole room smelled like it. Yes, please. Next we have Thursday, and Thursday, John VARVATOS Dark Rebel. This one is rum, it's rough and on the edges. It has a lot of dark character. There's leather in here as well that really adds that kind of like masculine, macho. I wear a leather jacket. I drive really big motorcycle. I own a truck, you know, those kind of vibe this fragrance convey. And to my knowledge, in the designer world, no other fragrance conveys that point across as clearly and with as much emphasis as this fragrance. So if that descriptor fits you, you gotta look into this. You really have to. It might be your most favorite fragrance of all time. And I can guarantee you as well that no one else is wearing this. No one. Like, I guarantee no one that you're gonna run into at work or at a bar or anywhere you go is gonna be wearing this one. It's pretty niche, even in the designer world. Not a lot of people talk about it. Not a lot of people wear it because not a lot of people are brave enough to wear this, or it just doesn't fit them because, again, it's just uber masculine, uber leather jacket, uber, I own a big bike. Those kind of vibe only fit a few people, but if that fits you, check this one out. So for me, of course, it doesn't fit me at all. If you look, I'm in a hoodie, I have neon lights everywhere, so I'm like the complete opposite of that. But I still wear this fragrance from time to time to remind myself how creative the designer world can be at times when they don't follow the trend. And that's what John Varvatos stand for, is that they never follow trends, and I love them for it. They put out amazing fragrances. This one, Artisan Pure, the original Artisan, the original John Varvatos, all really good. John Varvatos Vintage as well, that one's also really good. So yeah, amazing one right here. I wore it to work, 4 sprays. I enjoyed it, no complaints. Just super nice, creative, bad boy fragrance. Moving on to Friday, and Friday I had a casino shoot. I work as a videographer for a casino company, and I just go in and shoot videos from time to time at the casino and at my workplace. And on that day, I decided to wear LAYTON Exclusive by Parfums de Mali. And this one is my go-to nights out fragrance. I think around 80% of the time I go out to, especially the casinos, I would wear this because something about this DNA, the fresh spiciness, some depth, some sweetness, a little bit of a smokiness DNA, something about this just fits the casino vibe extremely, extremely well. I've not worn a single fragrance in my mass collection of fragrances that felt as good as this one when worn inside a casino specifically, especially when I'm a little bit more dressed up. So yes, if you're gonna wear this one, be dressed up, go to kind of like a more fancy place, it fits extremely, extremely well. Incredibly sexy. The spiciness in here is so fresh, so piercing, easy to grab the attention from anyone who's walking around you. Performance is fantastic. I wore 5 sprays of this one out that night and I loved it. Loved every single moment of it. Every time I would turn my head, sometimes I'll catch whiffs of it, and it's just really, really good. So definitely recommend this one. And if you guys are wondering, I like this over the original LAYTON. Nothing wrong with the original LAYTON. It's a more mass appealing version. I get it, I understand why people buy it. I also understand why people are a little bit put off by this because they think that there's a little bit of an animalic touch. I can confirm to you that you only get that if you smell it really close. If you smell it in the air, you barely get that. Any of that animalic touch, especially as it dries down, you still get that really nice spicy vibe. That's always gonna be at the forefront. The animalic vibe that's in here is only if you dig your nose like so. And unless there's a girl maybe who's like kissing your neck all night or is coming too close to you, that's not gonna happen. But now that I think about it, if you are gonna go on a date with a girl, might not be the safest scent. Go with the original LAYTON, all right? If you're gonna go on a date. But if you're gonna go out, just general nightclub stuff, that one's great. Lastly is Saturday. And Saturday I wore just, man, I don't even wanna talk about this fragrance anymore. I really don't. I talked about it all year round. Ever since I bought it in March, I just nonstop praising this fragrance. It's so intoxicating. It's the best fragrance on the planet. I can't stop smelling it. All this and that. It's cheap as well. Your wallet's gonna love you for it. I've said every positive thing. I even did a review for this fragrance, which is very rare for my channel because I don't usually review stuff unless I really feel compelled to spend hours working on a video for that particular fragrance. I need to love it. And this one is one of those all-stars that I just love. Love, 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 love. And yeah, I don't even think I need to say the fragrance name. I'm just gonna pop it up right there. There you go. So with all that, that wraps up this video. Thank you so much for watching. Leave down in the comment section below the fragrances you wore last week. If you're new here, you made it this far, make sure to click subscribe. I appreciate every new person here. We're trying to really ramp up this channel going into 2021. It's gonna be a fun project. I'm like really putting a lot of hours into this. I'm having so much fun, and hopefully you guys are having fun as well. And with that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace, bye.